I just got back from the Great Lakes region, and every year I make it a point to go out and just pick a spot on the map and try something new. So this year I went up to Lake Ontario and hit some of the bays on the south end that I've never been to before. Put a few calls into some guys that I know, asked them, hey, what's going on? What's the trending pattern right now? And everybody was talking about, pre-spawn, bass moving up, they're sliding onto the flats, the points, fast-moving crankbaits, spinnerbaits, jerkbaits, if they're aggressive. I'm like, oh, this sounds like an awesome deal. I'm going up, I'm in. So I rigged up all my rods, got everything tied on, headed up there, and wouldn't you know it, the conditions changed, which, this is what we do as fishermen. We're confronted with changing conditions. And it's kind of funny, this fell right into the same type of pattern that we recently just did a video on for pre-spawn largemouth bass, where you have them moving up into these areas. They're going to be getting ready to spawn, and then a cold front comes in, nasty weather conditions, and these fish just want to hunker down. They just want to get next to and in cover. And that's what you have up on the Great Lakes, is your predominant cover is going to be weed and rock. And forget the crankbaits, forget the spinnerbaits. It was take out a spider grub, put it on a football head, flip it up next to the boulders and the weed, and just leave it there and just kind of finesse it through. And that's what it took to get these fish to bite. We tried a whole bunch of different tactics, but ultimately that was the deal. And I find it funny, I'm from Long Island. We do this on Long Island. It works down here. You go up to the Great Lakes region, a little couple weeks later, but same thing. Same pattern, same technique. Been down to the Susquehanna Flats down in Maryland. It works down there too. Go out to Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all around the Northeast. This is a predominant pattern. This is what you do when these fish are confronted with these extreme weather changes. And it works. It flat out works. Check this video out. We caught a lot of fish, had a lot of fun. But we had to work for them, but you check out the footage. It was great.
Another fish. This is a bass this time. I think it's a little small jaw over here. You got a brownie. Nice brownie. Nice fatty. Oh, there's two fish with him underneath. Wow. See if I can net this one. There's a fat one. Oh yeah. Look at this beast. Tub. Boom shakalaka. Look at that Bruiser, baby. This one's a tank. Oh, easy, easy. There. Here's the deal. That's a nice smallie, big, easy 4 and change smallmouth, no question. Just fat, beautiful fish, and they're just setting up on this long point. Like I said, it goes back into the spawning areas, and we're throwing a football jig with a spider on it, Cabin Creek spider, the large size, and this is the kind of fish we've been getting. We're gonna put this one back. We'll let her go. She'll swim away to be caught another day. Let's go get another one. There's one. Nice largemouth. That's a nice largemouth. Okay. Not a giant, but a hell of a nice fish. Anyway, nice footballs. Not a mark on this fish's mouth. Pristine. There we go. Nice big smallie. Big smallie. Nice. Look at that football. There's another Bruiser, baby. Awesome. Now we get him back in the water here. I was like, I should stay out a little bit off this break a little more. I keep marking so many fish when we come in. Glad I did. There she is. Hello, baby. Nice largemouth. Yeah, here's the old low flip. There you go. Popped it off a rock. Thump. There's another one. Yeah, she whacked it good. Oh, look at this Look at that Bruiser, man. That's a jumbo. Oh, this one just crushes. She's all dark. This fish is moving up, man. Look at the color of this one. Wow. She's like almost black. She's so dark. I mean, that fish has been up shallow. So these fish are definitely getting a move on. I can just get a net under her. There you go. Oh, that is just the fattest football. You got that jaw, you hardly get your hand in their mouth because they don't want to close up. All right, so we got a little group of them over here in the same area, just using this weed edge now. They're relating more to the weed edge than they were to the rock. But this fish, when I first got her, she was all fired up, dark as could be. Beautiful heavy fish. Man, oh man. Oh, jeez. Look at this smallie. It's funny, that was up on top in the 4 to 6 range. This is a good fish. Oh, look at this beautiful smallmouth. What a giant. It's not a giant, but it's a big fish. Oh. Yeah, that's a jumbo. Yeah, this is a big one. Come here, you football. Look at that. Boom. That's a Bruiser and a half. Look at that. Big tub. Nice. So what's interesting is I see this day's warming up a little bit now. That's the second big one like this now that I just popped up on top of this shoal. So that was in about 4 to 6 foot of water, where earlier we were getting them, they were in that more in that, excuse me while I take a picture. Good. They were more in that 8 to 12 range, deeper, inside weed edge. This is just a beautiful fish though. I'll help you get more of these. I'm sure we will. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to just pick a new body of water and go fish it. And I think that's what we did this week. You know, we got out on a body of water I'd never been on before, and it was a lot of fun. And I think any advice I give to you is if you find yourself fishing the same bodies of water all the time, the same structures, the same thing, you fall into a routine, you fall into a pattern of just doing the same thing and don't really expand your horizon as a fisherman. So challenge yourself, find a body of water you've never been to and go out there and try and figure it out. If you have a day or two, you can slip away for the weekend. You know, that's what I did. I came up for a couple of days, and it was really a lot of fun. I got to learn a new body of water, figure out what the fish were doing. It's early spring right now. We had water temps like 53 degrees was about the high. Weather was all over the place, high pressure, low pressure coming through, fronts, rain, cloud cover. Then it was blowing windy all 3 days. It was blowing really rough. But figured out what the fish were doing. They're moving up, they're following migration routes, and it was just, you know, they wanted a jig presentation in the end. They weren't really in the chasing mode. And, you know, couple people I'd seen out here, everyone was throwing fast moving baits, spinner baits and crank baits and stuff like that. but not a lot of guys were really catching. So that keyed me into just slowing down, sticking with, you know, we're using Cabin Creek spider, the big spider, on football heads, and that was definitely the ticket. These fish were not only hitting it, but they were hitting it really hard. So you knew they wanted it. Everyone had it way down in their mouth. So a lot of fun. If you get an opportunity, go out, pick a body of water. It can be close by, it can be far away. If you want to take a trip, you're looking to get out and, you know, get away for a little bit. But challenge yourself to get out on a different body of water as often as you can. It'll make you a better fisherman.